2XKO, I feel like news-wise has slowed down a bit. I'm guessing it's because they're at a point where like the marketing is out there. They probably feel like they've done their job at this point, and at this late into development, leading up to launch, it's like there's not much more reason to be pushing out anything newsworthy, except for I'm hoping we get more characters still before launch, right?
Yeah, there was a pretty big spike like during the Evo Japan, and after that, you're right, it's been pretty silent. Like I haven't heard, other than I'm following them on like the social media, so you get like the random posts saying look at this character doing some cool stuff. I'm like, great, I just want to play. But that's really all it's been. And you're right, the character roster, like I like the character roster right now, but I you know what I want to see from Runeterra, especially in 2XKO, is them to show off more of like the unique characters. Like, okay, we have Darius, he's a human. You have who else do you have? Let me pull up the roster. You have Darius, okay, you have Echo, he's a human. You have Ari, she's a Vastaya who looks human aside from her ear and tails, and I never know whether she has 5 fingers or 3 fingers, but in Rune King she has 3, which I thought was better than the
Really?
5. Yeah, I thought it was better. It makes her look less human. Yasuo, who's a human, and Elawi, who's a human. Like, bro, throw Maokai in there. You know? Give me a tree. Throw
I
something
completely
crazy.
agree.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, like,
Nasus.
just look at the roster of League of Legends. Like, I feel like if you pull up the League roster of champions and you click on a random hero, like, there's definitely like a solid chance they'll be human, but there's also a very solid chance that they'll be something else entirely, right? Like,
Bro,
a
give
good
me a
chunk of the
crocodile.
League roster
Give me
is just
Renekton.
random.
I'll be happy.
Yeah, it's just, dude, give me the Troll King. I know he's probably like way bigger than everyone else, but like, give me Trundle. Oh, dude, I love Trundle.
See, that would be awesome.
I love Trundle so much. What a guy. That's probably like the World of Warcraft in me, because I feel he's just such like he is a big burly troll, and I think it's fantastic.
I couldn't do Trundle's lore before because there wasn't enough. There really isn't any footage of him. There's one shot of Trundle and he's facing Rise for like 3 seconds. That's all you have. And so I could never do a lore video, but now that I'm ripping the League of Legends models from the game and like using those and animating them, I might be able to do a video on Trundle.
Dude, yeah, Trundle,
get,
honestly,
like, 2
I'd
views.
like
No one don't know Trundle.
all 2 Trundle fans.
Trundle!
Finally! Oh my god, he's so cool. Wait, I'm looking at his skins in League right now. He has a baseball skin. Dude has like a buddy cop skin. I forget how like this sure is a very like Runeterra is a world that should be taken like, pretty seriously by like the writers at least. But then you go to League and like I'm guessing like honestly most other Riot titles out like that aren't so enveloped in Runeterra. And yeah, you're gonna get freaking baseball Trundle. Like there he is.
I hope we get that in 2XKO too. I'm sure we will. Honestly, I think that's where
we'll get skins. I believe it.
It's gonna be free to play, but then you're gonna have like the different skins for the characters for sure.
I mean, honestly, that's the way to do it these days. Look at like I mean, like total offshoot, but I was a fan of the competitive title Gigantic back in the day.
Still,
that game died.
It's a great game.
Came back. Oh, it's still a great game. I still play it. It's fantastic. Came back recently. Biggest mistake they did was putting a down price on it. That it's just $20 flat. There's no in-game purchases, so like there's no reason for them to do like content updates. Yeah, it was a massive blunder on their part. So I fully expect Riot. They are like the kings of free to play, right? Like they practically invented free to play with in-game purchases with League of Legends, right? Like that was a big deal at the time. They were the first people to really successfully push that out and make it something big. So I'm fully expecting 2XKO to follow that formula too. We're gonna see new characters as the game goes on that you can purchase, and hopefully we're gonna see skins, because I don't know, I love the idea of like all right, like I'm playing as what's his face is Echo, right? But my Echo's different from your Echo, because I like Echo when he's in a baseball skin. Okay, I like baseball.
He's like the ultimate easy win baseball skin. Just give him a bat. It makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Right, like it just adds a little more personality to your team. I feel like this is the Echo I play. Yeah, I think that's neat. More than just like color palette swaps, just a little more personality.
100%. I really love like the art style of 2XKO. I'm super excited to play it. I think me and you are both gonna play it. Like 100%.
Oh yeah,
gonna play.
I'm absolutely gonna run
I think
it. Yeah,
we'll definitely run a twos team. We'll record it. Like when we talk about it when we're playing, we'll have like the footage in the background. I did hear a rumor that it's not coming out till 2025 though now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is a launch that, like, you know, this game, just like any other 2D fighter out there, it's like it'll either be stuck with a very, like, you know, niche community, which is honestly, I think it's the strongest possibility with a lot of these kind of 2D fighters, or it could become something that we're going to see at EVO every year for the next decade, you know? Yeah. And they need to make sure they do this launch right, because that's an important part of it. That's an important part of which path they're going to go down.
Yeah. I think it is going to be 2025, and then the beta, like the multi-beta that hopefully we're going to get into that we signed up for will be this year. That's
I think for sure beta this year. I'd be very surprised if we don't see a beta until 2025.
Yeah, I got it right here. 2025 for sure. It says, according to executive producer Tom Cannon, 2XKO will release in 2025. So I think it's the beta this year. Hopefully one of us get into it so we can test some stuff out, and then we'll play in 2025 when it releases.
Wow, okay. I mean, like, gameplay wise, like, it seems like the game is there for the most part. Right? I wonder if it's like content, or if they're still making changes. Maybe it's netcode. Who knows, really? But I guess they need that extra time to make sure they have a smooth launch. 'Cause like I said, a smooth launch for a competitive title is like extremely important, right? Yeah, but you're gonna lose players that'll never come back if the game is not polished and like running smoothly on launch, and not like balanced and fun. There's a lot to consider.
Maybe that's what it is, balancing. I'm sure they're working on. I do not think that they're going to release with 5 characters. I think they're going to release with
no, I doubt it.
Like 7, like 10, or something like that. Least. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Even closer to 10. 7 to 10, like definitely more. We're going to get more. I think. Who did I know? Oh, well, hold on. We know for sure a couple that are coming. So we have Darius. Oh, guaranteed. He's out. Echo. Yeah. Ari, Yasuo, Ilaoi, Jinx. We've literally seen Jinx in a gameplay trailer footage, so she's definitely going to be a character. And then there was one more that we saw, like, it was in a photo. She's from Noxus. Let me see what it was. I don't remember when I see her. She's dating Garen on the side. Katarina. We saw it, like, when they were doing some, like, they had a picture of someone working on the game, and they had Katarina on the screen. Like, they were working on her character. So I would say that that's another guaranteed. Not guaranteed. That one's a bit more iffy, but most likely you'll see Katarina.
Yeah, well, like, that's like, I mean, if they're already, like, you know, having footage of her, yeah, she's either going to be base game or DLC later, but either way, she'll be in the game.
I'll say this though, both human.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I personally would not play either of them, but you know, that's cool. Yordle win. I feel like a Yordle's inevitable, right? Like even if they're worried about like like one common issue you'll see in competitive titles is that small characters have smaller hurt boxes, you know, and they're typically the speedy type of character, unless of course we're getting Poppy, in which case I hope she's like just freaking.
Why the heck don't we have a Yordle
yet? A giant hammer. But anyways, yeah, I feel like there could be a fear of Yordles being you know, small. But even if that's the case, right? We got what's his name in the big mech, dude. Oh my god, what's the name of Yordle?
Oh, you're talking about Rumble? The Yordle?
Rumble. Yeah. Like if they're worried about Yordles like having like a size difference, you know, and that being really annoying to balance around, and making sure that like, you know, taller players can hit them and stuff like that. Dude, just put in Rumble, give him a mech, make him freaking huge. Actually make him the biggest character. I'd be cool with that.
But they always do that stuff. Look at Super Smash Bros. Like you have Donkey Kong, who's a big character. Okay, sure, you know, he's a bigger hitbox, but also he has like a wider swing, you know? Versus Mario, okay, I'm smaller, but I have to get in close. Like I don't have the range that DK has. You know, Link has a bigger hitbox than Mario, but he's got a freaking sword, so he's got more reach. But he's slower. Like I feel like you can compensate for having a smaller character. Freaking Pikachu. That makes me think of a Yordle. Just he's tiny, he's fast, but yeah, he has to get in close to do damage. And he's fast, like, but he doesn't do as much damage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like in the case of Smash, like, or like even like just most platform fighters, they usually just end up scaling the characters, right? Like, I feel like Pikachu should not be that big compared to Donkey Kong, but honestly, they're not that like, I feel like they're not that far apart in size when you look in Smash, right? Like the Pikachu is smaller, but like not so much smaller that would make a difference. Yeah, I like that. That's usually the case with platform fighters. In the case of
you don't want to scale up.
I think of Dragon Ball Fighters. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think in the case of like Dragon Ball Fighters, there was an issue for a really long time. Actually, not even a really long time. It was like 2 seasons, I think, or maybe even 1, where small characters were hard meta because there was certain tech that they had access to that other people can't, or rather, other taller people had disadvantages that the small characters could take advantage of.
You think they're playing with a Yordle? Like, they got Timo in the game and he's crushing everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I genuinely believe, like, I mean, like, I don't think like that's 100% the reason why we're not seeing a Yordle yet, but it is a possibility if they are to consider a Yordle that they're gonna have to confront that problem of like, do we make the Yordles weirdly like bigger than normal, or like are we gonna have to make sure that being small does not have any kind of advantage over other characters, right? Like there's gonna be some decisions that have to be made if you're gonna bring in small characters like Yordles.
Yeah, you need a Yordle though. We agree on that.
I agree. You need a Yordle for sure.
Like
Yordles need to be in the game. I'll be very disappointed if we never see a Yordle in 2XKO.
Yeah, like I'm already unsatisfied with the roster right now being like that it's so human, and that's one of the things that I feel like Runeterra as a world is lacking a little bit. It's lacking the variety, and I understand Vastaya can be literally anything. Like even in the book Ruination, you have a Vastaya who's like an otter. Like Vastaya feel like, oh, those can be anything. Yeah, but I feel like you need those races that are just not human. Like a lot of the Vastaya, I think especially the playable ones, are going to be human. Like it's going to be like an Ari here, where she just looks human, but she's got a tail and ears.
Oh yeah, honestly, I expect the MMO to go in that direction too.
Yeah, but I want to see ones that aren't. I want to see like the world. I agree. Like one of my favorite characters in the game is Aurelion Sol, and he's a giant space dragon.
Yeah, Aurelion Sol is not human. Yeah, I would agree with that statement. Then they definitely have to do some scaling. Then we're definitely breaking some Runeterra realism. Or better, they just bring him as like a joke character. On like April 1st, they just released Aurelion Sol for 1 day. You can't play him in ranked, obviously, but he just one-shots everyone, and he does not fit on the screen.
Oh man, see, that would be great. See, now we're talking about gameplay mechanics that I like, that I could definitely see. I would log on to that for sure.
They flip the freaking table of the game for 1 day. The game becomes borderline unplayable on April 1st because everyone just freaking is rocking Aurelion Sol and one-shotting each other.
Man, I don't know if we'll ever see Aurelion Sol in 2XKO, but there is a character that I do think that I want to see in 2XKO, and I've talked to you about it before. I just want to mention it here again. Give me Kindred, but make it where they satisfy both slots. You can still play 2 players. Like one person can be the lamb, the other person can be the wolf. But if you pick Kindred, they have to be the team, both slots, and they like their mechanic is that they have a lot of good switches. Like their switches are really strong, and so they're constantly swapping in and out. And so if you want to play like 2 people, you'll have to really be in sync.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that's amazing of an idea because like, yeah, not only can you set up their synergy to be insanely good, and that being like their whole shtick, but you could also give them special animations of them actually interacting with each other. Yeah. Because like in the case of how, yeah, exactly. Because like you're gonna be playing those 2 characters, so yeah, they're allowed to have like special interactions that other characters can't have. Because like if you're running like Yasuo and Alawi, right? Like they're not gonna really have any kind of like special animated interactions with each other, right? You're gonna have like Alawi's assist come in and do her own thing, Yasuo does his own thing, and it's like I think it's awesome because of just like the imagination of being able to combine these characters and like mix and match them. But then you can have someone like Kindred who just breaks that and just like is like, yeah, they're together. Here's some like really cool special animations and interactions that they can have because no one else can do that.
Man,
it's like they're always
I want
together.
it so bad.
I think that's
and
sick.
You literally can't split them up. Like they have to be together and they take up both
they are
spots.
a team. Yeah, dude, they are Cho'Gall from Heroes of the Storm.
Yes, exactly. Freaking Cho'Gall. That was
I love
that was one of the
Cho'Gall
greatest things that he
Storm.
did.